Well, I'm in the car and I'm about to go see Skyscraper with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I am looking forward to this movie. What do I expect from it? I literally expect nothing. I expect it to be dumb. I expect it to be a lot like Die Hard. I mean, these are just things I've gathered from the trailers, and I expect that the trailers have shown me everything already. So I expect that I've already seen this movie through a combination of all the trailers. We'll see if that's true. Let's check this out and talk about it. Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin, and this is my spoiler-free review for Skyscraper with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Overall, I thought this movie was pretty good, and I had a lot of fun with it. Now, that said, like all movies, it's got its positives and its negatives, so I figured, now that you know I liked it, I enjoyed it, and had a good time with it, let me just hit those negatives, knock those out of the way, and then we'll dive into those positives. I think first off, when you look at the negatives of this movie, the trailers did show almost the whole movie. It really did. But there could be an argument made that for the type of movie that this is, that doesn't matter so much. I mean, it's not like there are any big, huge twists or anything like that, and the trailers blew it. No, like, it was none of that. This is one of those movies that's just pure action, and it's about just sitting down and watching pure action. I mean, in some ways, it kind of stunk. That's like, yeah, I already knew the outcome of some of those action sequences. But at the same time, I didn't really need the trailer to kind of ruin some of the outcome of those action sequences. Because the other negative that was kind of big for me in this movie was right from the very beginning and opening frames of this movie all the way to the end. I mean, they foreshadowed exactly what they were going to do. They forecasted it really, really strong, so it made the movie kind of predictable. Not kind of. It made the dang movie predictable. I mean, right there in the beginning, something's happened. I went, oh, that's going to come back at the end. Another part, the wife was saying some lines, and I'm like, oh, this entire thing is going to come back. And oh, yeah, you're re-emphasizing it 8 times. Okay, you've re-emphasized this line 12 times. I get it. It's gonna come back at the end. And sure enough, it came back at the end. So there's a lot of things that they forecasted, they foreshadowed it, it made it very predictable. Now, I think that's like all I can think of with the negatives. So diving right back into the positives now with this movie, it was extraordinarily fun. It just really was. The action in this movie is great, and that's what this is. This is an action movie. See, you gotta ask yourself this question when you're going to watch this movie. Are you going in for, an Oscar contender? Are you going in for something smart with a twist? Are you going in for pure action fun? See, I think the trailers did a good job on this, selling the film for what it is. Good action fun. And that's what I was expecting going in, and that's what I got. And so I enjoyed this movie for what it was. It's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, so he's a big, huge buff dude. No, I'm thinking Arnold Schwarzenegger. So to me, there's this huge degree where he's like our modern Arnold Schwarzenegger doing those awesome action flicks that you're only going to for the action. And so like scenes of this movie that they're like highly unrealistic, but did they need to be realistic? No. What we need to see is this dude with muscles getting himself in trouble and muscling his way out of that trouble. And that's what happened. And they did a really good job with it. There were moments in some of these action sequences, like my wife didn't join me for this movie, so I was sitting there alone. If anybody's around me, they might have thought I was crazy, but I was like talking to myself, I was talking to the screen, it's like, dude, come on! I mean, I saw this in the trailer and I know what's gonna happen, but my gosh, make it happen now! Like, there were some really good action sequences where I found myself talking to Dwayne Johnson and being like, all right, dude, it's now or never. You better run down that thing and jump into the building. It's now or never. Run and jump into the... I hope he makes it! Oh, wait, yeah, he does, that's right. Otherwise, there's no movie. But like, there were just some really good moments where the action was awesome. And it just sucked me right in, and I was really enjoying it. And really, that's what you're seeing this movie for. You're seeing this movie for the action. Is it a little bit like Die Hard? Yeah, a little bit. I mean, there's enough differences. Well, there's a lot of differences. It's just, it has a small resemblance to Die Hard. Does it have some predictability and forecasting and foreshadowing? Yeah, it does. But what are you there to see? You're there to see Dwayne Johnson do awesome action sequences, and he delivers. I mean, if you like Dwayne Johnson, you like his charisma, you like his delivery, you'll like what he does in this. And the whole element with his wife and his family, they do a good job with the chemistry there. There's a real love there, and so you really do feel that. So for me, personally, I'm giving this film a B+. I don't feel like I have to rush out and see it again. And sometimes with movies like these, it's like, well, Would it have been just as good just to see it on Netflix? Maybe. But honestly, I really enjoyed seeing it on the big screen and seeing the action. Like, it was just awesome seeing it right there on the big screen, surround sound, all that stuff. I enjoyed the big screen experience of this film. So if this weekend you're looking for something that is just sheer fun and mindless action, where you can just turn off your brain and watch action stories of old and just enjoy it for what it is, this is that movie. This is that movie to get out and go see. I love solid action flicks. This was that. I had a lot of fun with it. I do recommend it. What did you think of Skyscraper? Be sure to let me know in the comments. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button to become a Durbanian and hit the bell by the subscribe button. So the very next time I drop another movie review or a theological analysis, like coming up this weekend, I'm doing a theological analysis for The Equalizer. I'm kind of excited to dive into that because I missed seeing that on the big screen. Equalizer 2 is coming out. So it was kind of cool to check out the first movie and then dig deep into it pretty much right away. So I'm excited about that. That's dropping this Saturday. And lots of other great videos that I do here. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and then you hit that bell so you're notified when all of that drops. I'm Durbin. Thanks for checking out Durbania.